Aloha, this is going to be a quick demo in supporting you in applying for UH Manoa using the official UH Manoa application for one of our post-baccalaureate certificates in education. So what you see here on the screen is the sign-on page. If you have a Hawaiʻi.edu account already, you can try to enter it and put in your password and click sign in. But I believe because this is a new application portal, if you have not used it in the past, it may not work, and therefore you do have to actually start at the bottom here using this register now account link and then put in your Hawaiʻi.edu information, and then you should be able to log in that way. Obviously, if you've never been to UH Manoa and this is your first time, you'll want to start at this Register Now button. Once you've entered that way, then let's say you don't finish your application all in one go, then the next time you come here, you can just put the email and password that you had used and go ahead and sign in. So when you get to the application portal, you might not see anything here. It kind of depends if you've already started an application or not. I start one every semester just to test it out, so you'll see it here. But if you don't have anything and you're looking for it, you want to get to the part where it says that you have these filters. So there's like these little 4 squares right here, and you can go to entry term and click on the semester that you are applying for in order to find the application. So you'll see right here that for the demo, I'm going to apply for spring 2025 to one of our post-baccalaureate certificates. So you'll just want to click on this arrow to get started and then say continue application. The application is broken into a couple of components. One is just my application. So they'll start out with the About You section, which is really just of all your personal information. And then the second section is your academics. And then this is the one where you're going to want to make sure you're choosing the correct program. So for our post-baccalaureate certificates in education, you can go ahead and select second bachelor as the type of application you want to submit. And then for your planned course of study, go ahead and put post-bac, and you'll see our 3 options here. So we have an elementary education post-bac, we have a secondary education, and we have a special education option that only enrolls in the spring, so you'll just want to pick the one that you are applying to. For the how many credits, go ahead and just put 0 because you're not actually transferring, because all of you should already have a bachelor's degree or higher. And then just push no. The only other thing I really want to point out, the rest of it is pretty self-explanatory. There's a couple of other things just to be mindful of. In the About You section for personal information, if you have had a name change at any point, and especially if it's going to show up on, let's say, transcripts or a test score or anything like that, make sure that you do select yes here and put in the other name that you have used. That way they can just make sure to connect those files once they're received. The other thing I'll point out is we are very fortunate that with this new application system, there are now opportunities to waive the $70 application fee. And so the primary one that gets used is all residents of Hawaii are eligible for the fee waiver. So what you do is you go down here and it says, do you believe you qualify? You say yes, and then you choose the one that you qualify for, which for most of you would be resident of the state of Hawaii. But let's say you're not a resident and you're applying to one of our post-bac certificates. We are fortunate that we actually have our own fee waiver code. So if that's the case, you can always go down to Other, and then in this box, you're going to put PCert. That's our code for the post-baccalaureate certificates, and it is eligible for that fee waiver as well. So just make sure that you're going down here and pushing save and continue after you input that, because they need to review it first. And then if they verify you're eligible, they'll waive the fee, and then you want to submit your application. So try to do this as early as possible so that they can apply that fee waiver for you. So that's pretty much it. If you do run into any issues or you have questions and need help, feel free to email me at coeinfo@hawaiʻi.edu.